I have an announcement. Okay, let's just flow right into announcements. We'll take a stack on announcements.
Hello, what's it, everybody? We're going to be on Thursday. I thought we were still discussing that. Good, it doesn't matter. I'm going to set up announcements.
Alright, raise your hand if you want to be on staff with announcements, and we'll just kind of go like this. Mark, Greg, Ron, Megan.
So we're doing announcements.
All right, everybody with their hands up so far, I've already taken note of it. All right, so starting with Mark. Yes.
The Differently Able Awareness Caucus has disengaged from Occupy Richmond in order to grow and bring other people in. We are now the Accessibility Coalition, and we are planning a rally for sometime either this month or next month. We decided the 21st, but that might change since there's so much things going on this month. We're having a planning meeting on Monday at 4 at the Cabell Library. If you're interested, come talk to me, and I can give you more information about what we're going to do.
Mark, what was the name of that coalition?
Yeah, we got it.
All right.
Hi, I've had a proposal up for GA a really long time ago. I don't know how many remember it, about creating a centerpiece for GAs that says Occupy Richmond, says the date we began, to kind of be a focus point during GAs. A lot of times I hear people saying, oh, well, we haven't been here for very long, we don't know, we can't make this decision because we need more time, we need to think about it. We need to know where we began and how long it's been since we began. So I got a really good reaction when I proposed that, so voila. So everyone knows I will be bringing it to every GA I attend. If anyone else wants to carry the stone to other GAs, come see me, let me know. I may be late, but I'll be bringing the stone.
Do you want to get on staff?
No, I just wanted to ask who gets passed
Ron. A group has been formed with inside Direct Action started planning a protest of the Federal Reserve and works with the other 12 Federal Reserve cities in this country. We've contacted them all so far. We're trying to have a meeting with them on Wednesday. I'll give you further information. If you would like to help in any way, come see me.
Oh, I'm sorry. Greg helped. I want to give him recognition for helping with that. Yeah.
Claire.
Thank you.
I have about 7 announcements, otherwise we would have left this already. We have a general strike work group that we are trying to create, so those of you who are interested, contact me, even though it's not something I really want to be a point person of. So definitely if you want to be a point person, contact me. On the 23rd, hopefully here, if you look into it, at 7 p.m., it's a Monday, we're going to have a take a space conversation, which means what does that mean, what do we want to do with it, all types of ideas around the idea of taking a space. So that's going to be separate. Hopefully then maybe a work group or a affinity group will come out of that. Monday is Virginia New Majority is calling for people to come meet with them. They really, really want occupiers. It is a planned meeting for an action on Tuesday. We do not want this on the internet, but it's an action on Tuesday to meet Virginia Republicans at the Jefferson Hotel Tuesday night, and protest them. So,
Did you have a location on that?
it is, at the SCIU. 17th and Franklin. Can someone bring up that exact information? It doesn't matter. Can someone bring up the exact information while I'm going through the rest? Someone else sent direct action, a request for those that are going up to on the 17th to DC. Anyone that wants to work on sexual assault of children by police officers, I believe. You can see me for that email. There's this woman that really wants help with that, and she sent it to us. I was going to announce the rally to disable ableism as the 21st, but now it's time. It might be a different time. So that was sent to direct action as well. I'm just trying to get it out. Since people send me out there, the Virginia People's Assembly, which I highly recommend everyone to go to those two, because networking was all over this thing, and that's what that is on the 14th. It has been endorsed by Orva. It's on Saturday at the General Assembly at 10 a.m. There's a Facebook page for it. And Wednesday the 11th, I hope to see you all outside, getting loud, getting aggressive, at the General Assembly at 10 a.m.
So your request for Monday the 23rd
Yeah,
is approved.
thank you.
The SEIU address is 1716 East Franklin Street.
And in order to go to Tuesday's event at the Jefferson, they really would like you to go to the planning event on Monday because they're deciding whether they're going to go in the Jefferson or stay out of the Jefferson. So it's pretty important for that.
All right. Josh.
Okay, a couple very quick things. BPA is on the 14th, and then on the 15th, just so everyone knows about the BPA, like most of the occupies in the state have endorsed it, meaning that most of the occupies in the state will already be in Richmond that weekend. So Special Events is sort of putting together a statewide Occupy Unconference for that Sunday to take a couple hours so that everyone in the state can get together and talk about the direction we want to go in 2012 as a unit. So I encourage all of you to come to that. Also, we're still looking for a space large enough to accommodate 100 to 200 people, so if anyone can help with that, that would be brilliant. January 16th is Martin Luther King Jr. Day. If any of you were at the statewide solidarity rally, y'all remember Tony Cosby came and gave that awesome Martin Luther King reenactment speech. He has a plan that he's participating in between. It's like a conversation between Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X. Anyway, he said he'd like to do that for us as a fundraiser, which would be really awesome. So if anyone can help find a space for that, if you can contact me, that would be great. We can put together a fundraiser and boost up our coffers, which would be awesome. Meeting worker meeting Tuesday at 7. Also, there's a giant building in Churchill right on Venable Street called the Citadel of Hope. Called the Citadel of Hope. It's an abandoned orphanage, has been used for like 15 to 20 years. So myself and a couple other people, Alan, we're gonna get it and we're gonna turn it into a community center. We're just gonna do it. If you're interested in helping, please come talk to me. I've got pictures, I've got plans. There's lots of community support outside of Orva who wants to help. Let's go change Churchill.
I just read a news article earlier today that might be a problem because it turns out the owners of that building own 19 other abandoned properties and they're not paying taxes on any of them because they're a church. And a lot of people have tried to possess that, like buy it from them or whatever, and they're not letting that happen. So that might not happen. We need to
We're gonna do it.
Right.
We got through that. Making kids Citadel.
Is that it, Josh? All right, Danielle.
I just want to remind y'all that we have the box in the back of the index cards, if you want to put your grievances on them. I know it's kind of similar to this, but this is going to be a little more philosophical. If you want to understand the big ideas that got you here. And so you put those on the back if you haven't already done so. I would really appreciate it. Thanks.
Jason.
I just wanted to throw it out there that gardening group is collecting seeds. Anybody wants to get involved, talk to Kat or Greg or I. Let's see. There are a couple spots we're thinking about putting gardens at. If anybody wants to give input, talk to us. Also, my place is open for a big old garden that everyone can come in and work if they feel like it. So contact us.
All right. Jason, Jeremy.
I was just told I should be temp checked, but I'll stand down for that for a second. I just want to thank Graham for the wonderful job that he did. And I wanted to remind the General Assembly of a very important fact. Nobody on the facilitation team can enforce any of the processes or rules that we've decided to adopt in order to make our system work. It's up to all of us to make sure that we enforce these rules, that we tell people when they're out of line, and try not to, and we do it in a way that tries not to hamper the process. When someone really says that they don't want to follow the process, we need to all stand together to make sure that we let that person know that that behavior is not acceptable. And that's something that we all have to be on the same page about. So I would like to suggest that everybody think about how we can all come together to make sure that we expect everybody to follow our process, and that we have if people have problems with it, they need to go through the proper channels. There are proper channels, there are copious amounts of proper channels.
Conversely, when one of us blunders and does violate the process and you correct it,
No.
be assured no one is offended by that.
That is not what I'm talking about. We all make mistakes in process. Every single person here has made more than one mistake in process. What I'm talking about is when somebody outright says, I don't care about your process, I'm not going to follow it, I'm going to talk over you. And we know, everybody knows who I'm talking about. We need to make sure that we can address this so we can be an effective body. Not out of anger, but because we need to be an effective body. That's all I have to say.
I suggest a timeout chair in the back corner.
I've got enough tape outside.
Outside the door.
Outside. I'm going to bring it back to our staff person. We've got an announcement staff. I'm about to go back downstairs. I need one or two volunteers to help clean up the kitchen real quick. Just watch us come spoons and get the coffee thing. I don't know how to do all that. When we're done.
All right.
I don't know how to. I'll show you.
All right. I'm gonna make a quick announcement for myself. I'm coming up with a paper calendar. I'm not the best with the internet stuff with Facebook and the website, trying to keep up with everything that's going on, and I know we have a lot going on, and I know a lot of people have approached me about maybe having like a calendar at GA, so when we're planning events or meetings, we can look at our calendar and see we have this, and this going on today. It's right there in front of us. It's not, oh, check this website, check that website. But it is really important for your involvement. If you do have an event or a meeting or something going on that Orbit should be in the know about, my email address is chrisgoccupy804@gmail.com. You can find me just on the side and just slip me a note. And I want to make sure we have this paper calendar, which I'll have by the next GA. So you can just write your event on the calendar with the time and the location, and it's right there for us all the time. Also, I need people who are interested in going to the radio station on Hall Street to talk about community issues, to talk about what Orbit's doing, to keep them updated. They've pretty much given us an open invitation to come in and have a segment. It's usually on Thursdays. He has a show at 3 o'clock, there's a show at 4 o'clock, and there's a show at 8:30. And if you're interested in being on one of these radio shows, please let me know. And we'll see if we can get that to happen, get a cast of 3 or 4 of us together. Other than that, I love everyone, and it was great tonight.
Can I just really quickly say, because I'm really afraid people are going to leave, and I realize that it's really important that if you took down a list that went into this with clear language, because this isn't exact language, that you please send that to occupyrichmondva.facilitation to that email address so that we can get it together in a clear place to move forward.
All right. Isaac.
I have an announcement.
Yeah.
We have more. Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to make an announcement that as point person for the facilitation work group, which I've kind of nominated myself for, no one's really opposed that. Looking for, I'm open to, we need help. Definitely looking for like an alternative point of contact, hopefully not my best bud, but somebody who I can work with, if people can contact as well if they have, like, for example, relational issues with me and just want, don't want to talk to me, or if they can't get in touch with me, I'm not available that day. And I'm going to be calling for a facilitation work group meeting, I believe Monday the 16th in the afternoon. I'm trying to pick a time that doesn't conflict with other work group meetings and events going on this week. You can also come to GA an hour and a half before the beginning at 3:30 for the COCO and facilitation meeting. That's for Sundays here. Unfortunately, I work every Thursday night and I'm not going to be able to be at GA on Thursday, but I will be here every Sunday participating with the facilitation team. If that's acceptable, to the group, and people don't start stepping up or getting the facilitation training, actively participating, because I want to say again, Graham did an excellent job tonight. I'm really proud of this whole assembly, and I want people to know that if they have issues with the process, they should speak to facilitation afterwards, because all those issues are very valuable insight of how we can improve this process and get better, which I think we are.
And use anonymous slips of paper as well, in that jar back there, in that vase back there.
Thank you, Isaac. Megan?
I have an announcement on behalf of finance. We need budgets from all the work groups. All of you, please. We need your budgets so we can get lists and prioritize funds. We are dealing with really limited funding, and we need to know who needs what money so that we can provide that money to you. Also, people had some issues with not knowing how much money we had. We have gotten, from the fundraisers I've been at to collect money, we've gotten $300 specifically for legal, and I believe Kat announced that we had $240 for use.
241.
Thank you. 241 for use. Thank you. To contact for budgets, myself, David, and Aaron are all in finance group that are here tonight.
I am now also.
Oh, and Kat is now as well.
And Jonathan.
Jonathan's not here tonight, though. Yeah.
Thank you, Megan. David?
All right, and just to piggyback on that, the budgets, we want accountability, we want transparency. The budgets are a vehicle for that, so they're very important. Please, we've been asking for them for a month, so please submit them. If it's just a skeletal thing, that's fine, but just give us an idea of what monies you're going to need and what you're going to need to expend.
What groups have you received them from?
None.
We got,
Not even kitchen, what?
well, I know I gave some to Jonathan for
Okay.
several groups, and one or two other people have contacted him. For the most part,
All right,
nothing.
we need to then say which groups we need the budget from next time. And, okay.
If work groups don't plan on spending money, do you want them to contact you and say that explicitly so you can check it out?
That would be very helpful, yes. Yes, and that's very, I went to iterate another announcement that was made earlier. We're reminding everybody that Richmond, RTAC is going to be having here 2 workshops on conflict resolution for the Occupy movement. What we're trying to do is peaceable, so we're having some training in peaceable conflict resolution. Tuesday at 5:30, de-escalation and conflict resolution. And then on January 12th at 5:30, also nonviolent direct action. So I encourage everyone to attend Tuesday and Thursday at 5:30.
David, how long does the Thursday workshop go till?
They're both 2.5 hours.
There are each program is 2.5 hours,
So
So
that would
until
mean that
8.
GA and the end of that workshop would overlap here,
most likely.
but that workshop is not in this space, it's,
No.
okay.
Yes, I'm sorry, that space is down in.
Meeting room downstairs.
Yeah, meeting room, yes. Okay, thank you.
All right, Claire?
Looking at the regulations for Capitol Square, Wednesday is actually fairly high risk. I'm gonna put this on the, or media will put this on the event for Wednesday, but the 60 days that we're there are going to be fairly high risk. Everyone needs to understand that. The reason for that is, no parades, processions, assemblages, or displaying of flags, banners, or devices designed or adapted to bring into public notice any party, organization, or movement shall be permitted within Capitol Square, except as provided therein. So, the only provide herein that there is approval of the governor or request for permits for assemblages. As we stated in the past proposal, one can get a permit for themselves if they feel so comfortable or feel obliged. I'm choosing not to. Most likely we'll be asked to leave, and then it'll be up to individual choices whether or not they feel like they should leave. But everyone really needs to know that that's fairly high risk if you refuse to.
I think I already said this, but I'm sorry. You said you're gonna post that?
On the, we'll star in the event.
Okay.
Rich?
I was at a protest there last month, and they just told us to move the sidewalk.
Okay, great.
This is an announcement, right? I mean, I don't know if this is an announcement, it sounds like an announcement. No, I just like to announce that when you see this symbol here, this point of process, and it points out that we're moving away from our process that guides our GA, and tonight it has been abused grossly. And those of you who abused it, you know who I'm talking to. I will talk to you after the meeting if you would like me to. But it's not to assert your opinion, it's not to poke fun at folks, it is to point out that we're moving away from our process, and it was abused tonight very, very badly. And I just had to say that before my head exploded. It's just been abused.
Thank you, sir.
Terrific.
Alan?
A couple of quick recaps. Please be in touch with me if you're available or interested in working on the Marty Jewell legislation going to City Council. Similarly, if you have any comments, ideas on the flag fundraiser process, please don't forget about it. Get in touch with me, give me some input. There are close to 80 sets of flags on the walls in this, and they're good to go tonight. Anyone interested, let me know. That's it.
Great. That was it for the list.
Move to adjourn?
Second.
Second. Third.
Can we wait till 10? We don't run. Well, there is one more thing. That is that currently the way it's happening is somebody calls me at the last minute and says, what's the code to get into the building? And then I kind of hang around. Sometimes I vacuum myself, sometimes I say, I can't deal with this, I'm out of here. We need to have a better process for entry and at the beginning of each meeting, close up crew to make sure that it's clean and trash is out and everything is secured so that it doesn't fall on being able to get through to me or I feel like I have to stay here until the very end and oversee closing up. So for the future, could that go on early on in the agenda to get set in motion?
I'm going to set a precedent that facilitation is in charge of closing out the building or delegating to somebody else. But facilitation owns that process because they're running the meeting.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Not running, so I'm going to own it today.
Before we close out though, it has been president, and we haven't really been following this, to pick the facilitation team for our next meeting. Our location and facilitation team, so we're not picking it right ahead of time. So we know who's going to COCA. Is it, shouldn't we pick our facilitation team for next time? No? Am I wrong?
Sure.
I mean,
Isn't that supposed to happen an hour before?
The next meeting is this Thursday. By default, it's gonna be here.
Right.
Who wants, so,
If you want to be in the facilitation team, come.
Wait, Thursday is the workshop here.
Yeah.
Downstairs.
In a different space.
It's a difference, yeah.
is it at the same time?
Yeah. 5:30 to 7, so about 8.
Who wants to try and pick a facilitation team today, right now? Show you, okay, if you wanna be a part of facilitation, please come afterwards, we'll do that. Okay, there was a move to adjourn, everybody support adjourning? Anybody against? Okay, alright, we're adjourned. Thank you, everybody, please leave notes about how the meeting went in facilitation. Thank you so much.